There in YouTube land, and this is a quick video for all you Doctor Who fans out there. I'm sure you've recently been keeping up with Doctor Who magazine, and you've seen a lot of lists of some of the greatest episodes of Doctor Who of all time. I talked about the greatest Doctor and stuff like that. I won't spoil that for you just in case you haven't bought the issue yet. But what I wanted to do was I was going to do a list of top 10 favorite Doctor Who episodes. They would have included lots of stuff that you've heard before, like Caves of Androzani, Genesis of the Daleks, Deadly Assassin, Ropes of Death, stuff like that. But then, I thought I'd kind of do something different. I want to challenge myself a bit with this. So what I decided to do was try and pick some of my personal favorite episodes that I enjoyed watching that don't normally get put high on a list. Maybe some of these do and I don't realize it, but I'm just going to get into it. And what I managed to get was, I think about 7 or 8 that I couldn't even get a top 10 because every time I picked something out of my humble Doctor Who collection, it was something that was pretty much well lauded for what it was done, what was done with it. So here we go with I guess in no particular order. 7 Doctor Who, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 7 Doctor Who stories from the classic series that I really enjoyed, even though they're not high on I don't think anyone's list. First up is Invasion of the Dinosaurs. I really did enjoy this. It has cheesy special effects. It runs, how long does this one run against? This is 6 episode one, I think. I think it's like 6 episodes in this one here. Part 1, part 2, 4. No, part 6. Okay, great. Yeah, that's right. 6 episodes. So it does come off a little bit sometimes as one of the more padded. The other kind of the ones with 6 and 7 normally do, but honestly, guys, I just love this one. It's really fun. I love the dinosaurs in it. Jon Pertwee and Elizabeth Sladen, nearly in the series at this point, do have extremely great chemistry together. Of course, the peak of her chemistry would become when Tom Baker became Doctor Who, but it's just a really fun story. Invasion of the Dinosaurs is something that actually makes me smile. I like it, and it's not a well-liked one. It's written by Malcolm Hulke, and it's a favorite of mine. Next up, everybody talks about the Aztecs as their favorite William Hartnell story, and the Aztecs is known as one of the best, stories, right up there with the Daleks. Others known because the mutants, right? But for me, this story is the one that made me fall in love with Hartnell as a Doctor, and it is the Keys of Marinus. You're not going to see this on many people's lists as their favorite William Hartnell story, but it seriously and sincerely is my favorite William Hartnell story. I just love the aspect of the way that it was put together, and so early on they had this idea to have this kind of almost like kind of a quest thing, with each one having like a different thing to it. I really, really enjoyed this one. I got to say, I've watched this one a few times. It's I haven't watched the original, Unearthly Child as many times as I've watched this. This one does tend to get replay value for me, and I really enjoy it. Keys of Marinus. I really suggest you check it out if you haven't seen it. Next up is a Tom Baker one, and probably not one of the best loved of the Bakers, since it's one of the very, very later ones. But I really did like this one too, and it introduced a certain character to the series back again, and that would be Keeper of Traken. I love this one here. I thought that Anthony Anley did a great job in both roles. Of course, the one that we got to see Adric as a non-annoying character. Adric in this is actually really, really well done. You just come onto the series, and if the same writer that wrote him in this one had kept writing him, if Bernard kept doing it, I think we would have seen a much more fleshed out, much better Adric. Nyssa was gorgeous and brought into the series around this time, and I just really love the story, and I love the regeneration of the Master. I thought it was really well done. Next up is one that's not made anybody's list except for mine, and it's a Colin Baker one. I'm a huge Colin Baker fan. I gotta confess that right now. I think that he brings something to the role that honestly a lot of them didn't bring, and Sylvester McCoy did the same thing, and yet they're so underrated. Just listen to their Big Finish audios, and you'll see exactly how well the transfer over to the audio format, and that's Mark Lorani. I love the character of the Randy for one. Rest in peace, Kate O'Mara. You were amazing. I really gotta say, she's one of my favorites. Wish they would have used her more. Mark Lorani was of course, the introduction, I think, of this character here, and it's a really fun show. At this point, I think they're doing the hour-long episodes, but it's just some great stuff. And actually, this is signed by Kate, so that is near and dear to my heart. But Mark Lorani is a really fun one, and yes, we get another cool Anthony Anley appearance. I am a really big fan of Anthony Anley. I do like all the masters. There is not a master I don't like. Wait a minute. There is one that stays low on the list, but he was only in a TV movie. But Anthony Anley gets underrated sometimes. The next one is a Sylvester McCoy one. There are many Sylvester McCoy ones that I would definitely put on my list of underrated ones. But this one here, I really enjoyed. And that was the Happiness Patrol. I'm not sure how high this is on the list. I haven't got up this far in the Doctor Who magazine. I actually just got another Doctor Who magazine put on my iPad because I got a digital subscription, so I get them got for my birthday. Happiness Patrol is just a really cool dark episode, and of course Ace is in this at this point, so it's just really, really cool. And I'd say I really enjoyed it. And the Candyman, I could see how the Candyman could be something that they were hoping that Nightmares for Kids would be made of. And definitely a great episode. May not be the greatest episode, but one that I really, truly enjoyed. Next up is the Peter Davison episode. And this one would be Modern Undead. Not high on a lot of people's list, but I liked the Black Guardian trilogy. I really did. And this was probably my favorite. I love the introduction of... oh my god. I love the introduction of the character whose name I'm going to forget right now. Isn't that amazing? Oh my god. Turlough. It's Turlough, right? Yeah. Turlough. Okay, Turlough. Yes, Turlough. I do love the introduction of Turlough into the boarding school. We get to see, of course, the Brigadier again, and the Black Guardian, who, of course, is trying to kill the Doctor because of what happened in the Key of Time. Just some really great stuff. We got Tegan and Nyssa in here as well. Turlough is kind of like this really, and he looks a villainous part. He's in, and he looks like one of those villainous Shakespearean type characters, and that's the way that he plays it too. And so when you finally get to see the end of Turlough's character, well, not what happens to Turlough's character in the end, it's actually really satisfying, and it's a great leap, and you get to see exactly how far he's come from there. Modern Undead is actually not that bad. Check out the Black Guardian trilogy again; it may surprise you. And the next one is definitely not going to be on anybody's list. It's one that's on a lot of people's worst list, but I had fun with it. Do I think it's a good episode? No. It's written by probably the worst writers that Doctor Who ever had, Pip and Jane Baker. And I don't know why, but for some reason I get a kick out of this one here. And it would be Time in the Ranny, Sylvester McCoy's first appearance as the Doctor. They did not have it down right at this point, and his character, the Doctor, was very pantomime, to say the least. But there's something about this that makes me grab it and watch it every once in a while. Maybe it's because I'm such a huge fan of Kate. Maybe it's because I think that what's her name, Bunny Langford could have been used so much better, and I think she was very, I love the Ginger. She's awesome. This is a very silly story. Love some of the stuff that was done with this. Some of the stuff that Pip and Jane Baker wanted to put into it was batshit crazy. Thankfully, they had somebody that kept it down a little bit. Later, we would get the Cartmel Clan and get a lot of really great stuff coming to Doctor Who. So there we go, a different type of list this time. 7 episodes of Doctor Who that you're not going to see on any greatest list that I really, really enjoy. Personal favorites of mine. Hopefully you guys can actually check some of these out and maybe find at least one there that you're going to have some fun with. Hopefully you'll have fun with all of them. The classic Doctor Who series is, I'm very biased, is one of the greatest shows ever to come on TV. I love all the Doctors. I'm very, very biased towards the later Doctors, because I don't think they get the what they deserve. I don't think that they get the recognition they deserve. Sylvester